So all are fine. Now CBSE class 10th paper will start soon. Now let's discuss regarding the your English paper. There are two books. One is your main course book, it's called MCB, and the other is supplementary reader, First Flight and Footprints Without Feet. Now paper is a combination from the both books, and as per your reading skills, you know the syllabus very well, writing skills and grammar skills, and your literature part. So now it comes to the chapters from which the examiner sets the question. It depends upon the experience. So according to my experience, a letter to God, it is a very high chances to ask the question, because if we see the data of the your board examinations of the CBSE recently from the quite few years, in some chapters repetitive questions asked, yeah, set by the examiners from the poems and from your supplementary reader. So letter to God, very high rated short answers, because a chapter of the Lanku's faith and irony. Correct. Thematic questions are there. Second one, a sermon at Benares. It is very important chapter of Buddha. Asked every time in short answers, questions, etc. His first flight, very important chapter. Questions asked. Sometimes his first flight and letter to God, two combinations of characters. Question was set by the examiner, yeah, asked by the examiner. In poems, your dust of snow, ball poem, very high. In ball poems on a medium, but when I said the medium, then it will chance they ask the extract from that poem. Because what the examiner do, if the question is asked from the chapters, then from that chapters comprehensions will not be set, it will set from the other chapters. So this is the way of your guessing the papers. So the dust of snow is a very important poem, and from the last 2 3 years questions directly asked. The ball poem medium one, from a diary of Annie Frank, it is a medium, but from it is comprehension point of view, it is a very important chapter, and is one uh, RTC will there. Paper has more patience than people. It's very important one. In the state board also, they set the question from that your extract. Now Mijbil the otter, it's a medium one. A tiger in the zoo poem, it's also a medium. Bholi, it is a very high rated chapter, because it talks about the empowerment, woman empowerment and gender. So that's why it is a very important chapter. A trim of surgery is a very high one. Then you are the necklace, it is a medium one, but from the pros, sorry, RTC, the question will be set from there. Now comes to the thief story, it's medium one. And other chapter and poems, the 100 dresses, hack driver, the trust, rarely or never, but it depends upon the examiner, sometimes set or not so. But tale of the Cursed Dragon, sometimes it will be in your extract one, and in long question answer, your from the play Chupkov, Lomov, etc. question will be asked. Now the why the topic letter to God, because its focus areas are the faith, irony and language character, sermon at Banaras, theme of suffering, Buddha's lesson, and death is acceptable because death is finally. So Kisa Gautami, his first flight, theme of fear and courage, family pressure and character change. So sometimes first flight and letter to God comparison question will be set, a combination of both. Dust of snow symbolizes nature, your positive outlook, your crow and hemlock. Because in poem, always remember the poet used the symbols. The crow was symbol of negative, use the negative as a part, and the hemlock it's a negative. So that's why in poem, poet always uses the symbols. The ball poem, it is a theme of loss. You understand very well. From the diary of Annie Frank, age of emotions. What a child thinks of the emotions. A tiger in the zoo, freedom versus captivity. In the contrast, one is the freedom and one is the captivity. Boli, it is a very transformation character. It's education and gender roles. So that's why it's very important. A triumph of surgery. Now narrative है, irony, character contrast है, trick is recovery in last. The thief story, uh, in trust and transformation, moral lessons and kindness. Okay, well, as you know, कि if anyone label on his mind कि is thief etc., then he will never be changed. So that's why Anil forgive her, and when thieves realize that thing, he automatically changes. Now we will come to the reading comprehension. Yani for so then one thing will I remember. If by chance I give a trick of attempting the passages, if you are not clear about the passage, then first read the question answers of that passage with all options, and then finally read the passage. You understand the passage very well. This is a trick. If by chance in Sanskrit, English, Hindi, sometimes in passages, title asked by the examiner, the title of the passage either in the first paragraph or in the last paragraph. So you can see what is the title of the passage, then you write it accordingly. When attempting the letter writing, you keep in mind your format. फॉर्मेट से बाहर नहीं जाना आपने, आपने फॉर्मेट के अनुसार ही चलना है. Writing should be illegible, no cuttings, then you get the good marks. Who has experience of checking the board papers? Students write the paper very well, the brilliant students, and we also learn from the students' ideas, what they are writing in the sheets, how they attempt the paper. If you from last past 13 years I check the board papers, so students writes very well defined answers, very well written answers, and they are we are also learn from that answers and discuss in the classes how the students attempt that answer. So if we take the your generally paper outlook in contrast questions, sometimes what questions, as what I was earlier, analyze the similarities and differences between the young seagull from the two stories of flying and Lenko from letter to God. Means provide a rational significant faith in challenging and adverse situation in life, because Lanko's story is totally on faith. तो समरी ऑफ चैप्टर्स जितनी आपको क्लियर होंगी उतना ही इजी होगा when you have to write the answers of the particular questions. So in this way you do the preparation, and if you do the preparation in a systematic way, then you able to get the good marks. And you see the pattern. So on that basis we have to read the examiner's mind कि what going to set in the paper, कि वो पेपर में क्या डालना चाहता है. अगर उसने एनी फ्रैंक है, जैसे उसमें उसने प्रोज का एक्सटेट का आर्टिस्ट से क्वेश्चन आया आपका जो है, सॉरी आर्टिस्ट का क्वेश्चन आया आपको, तो उसमें से अगले क्वेश्चन कम आएंगे आपके. सिमिलरली मेटल्डा वाला चैप्टर नेकलेस वाला, उसमें से भी आपका जो है आरटीसी बेस के क्वेश्चन आता है, जो है रेफरेंस टू द कॉन्टेक्स्ट के बेस के ऊपर क्वेश्चन आता है आपका जो है. तो कुछ चैप्टर्स आपके फिर फिलहाल पीछे डिलीट हुए हैं, वो काटे गए हैं जो है. तो इन दैट वे यू हैव टू सी द पैटर्न. और मैंने अभी आपको पहले ही बताया कि कौन से जो है वो हाई रेटेड आपके जो है वो चैप्टर्स हैं दैट विल बी आस्क्ड रेगुलरली बाय द एग्जामिनर फॉर सेटिंग द क्वेश्चन पेपर इन द बोर्ड एग्जामिनर. जैसे आपका जो है लेटर टू गॉड है, देन यूर कम्स असरमेंट बनारस, देन यूर बॉल पोएम मीडियम है, ए डस्ट ऑफ स्नो वेरी हाई, हिज फर्स्ट फ्लाइट टू स्टोरीज ऑफ फ्लाइंग हाई है, फ्रॉम द डायरी ऑफ एनी फ्रैंक ये आपका मीडियम में रहेगा आपका. देन मिजबल द ऑटर ये आपका प्रोज में रहेगा आपका जो है, ये भी मीडियम वन है. टाइगर इन द जू इट इज़ ऑल्सो मीडियम वन है. बॉल पोएम ये भी आपका मीडियम में है. भोली इट इज़ ए हाई चैप्टर है. अ ट्रेम्प ऑफ सर्जरी इट इज़ ऑल्सो हाई वन. देन इट कम्स टू द नेकलेस इट इज़ ऑल्सो मीडियम. देन थीफ स्टोरी इट इज़ ए मीडियम वन. एंड अदर चैप्टर्स जो 100 डेसिस एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा एंड द क्वेश्चन ऑफ ट्रस्ट दे आर एट द लो. अब दे आर समटाइम्स इन द चैप्टर and some chapters are deleted by the examiners in the sorry by the NCRT. Then it comes to the play section जो है sometimes character sketch या sometimes a simple question asked on the जो है from the Chubukov Lomov chapter जो है. So you have to done the preparation in a systematic way. Nowadays you have the sample papers from the various publishers. You can do the preparation very well, but 20 years back there are no availability of large amount of sample papers. Selective sample papers are there only for the preparation. So students are dependent on the teachers for their preparations. But nowadays you have the very vast publishers of the news publish the sample papers for you. So it is very easy for you regarding the your in doing of the your preparation of the examination. So you can Do study the paper. First 15 minutes study the paper, and then after see which section you attempt first, and then write your answer. And paper has more patience than people. Paper has more patience than people. This extract is very very important. Many times it will set by the examiner, because it is important. या या इट विल सेट फ्रॉम द ऑसेबल, उसमें से आएगा आपको जो है वली वाला चैप्टर है, उसमें क्वेश्चंस में ही आएगा वो, आपको जो है देखना जो है आपका जो है फिर हाउ डिड द जैसे लेडी मैनेज टू आउटस्मार्ट द हॉरिस डेमी वाले चैप्टर में से क्वेश्चन है, इस ठीक से आउटस्मार्ट के क्या था। अगर प्रपोजल में से तो आया तो ये आपको ये आ सकता है जो है, जैसे एक कस्टर्ड उसके साथ टिलो कस्टर्ड के साथ बन के क्वेश्चन आ सकता है, कई बार आता है जो है। डिस्कस हाउ द लैंग्वेज टू क्रिएट ह्यूमरस इन द पोएम द टेल ऑफ द कस्टर्ड ऑफ द ड्रैगन एंड द प्ले द प्रपोजल। तो वो उसमें जो करेक्टर्स है आपके बेलिंडा वगैरह जो है, उसके अनुसार जो है वो चुबो वाला भी जो है आपका ह्यूमरस ही आपका जो है, कभी ऑक्सीमोडिफाइड करते हैं, कुछ करते हैं वो आपके जो है, ये उसके ऊपर आपके जो है वो डिपेंड करता है जो है। रेप्रेंजल वाला एक आपका एक्सट्रैक्ट है पोएम के अंदर जो है कि आई एम नॉट केयर लाइफ इज नॉट ए टावर इस टाइम एंड रेयर आई विल सर्टेनली नेवर लेट डाउन माई ब्राइट हेयर। उसके वही क्वेश्चन जो आएगा आपको जो है, तो आपने हिसाब से जो है वो आप तैयारी कीजिए, और अपने समय को 3 घंटे के अनुसार उस पेपर को कीजिए और डिस्कस कीजिए जितना हो सकता है। अगर आप डिस्कस करेंगे यू विल गेट द गुड मार्क्स। अगर फिर आपको कोई दिक्कत है यू कैन कमेंट मी फॉर एनी क्वेरीज। सो दिस इज द फॉर योर इंग्लिश जो है फॉर द स्टेट बोर्ड हिमाचल बोर्ड। आई विल सून upload the video for the of that also. If you still any queries, then you comment it, then I and clarify your queries जो है regarding the subject matter जो है। and after that I will also social science syllabus and जो है follow the blueprint and your syllabus only NCERT। if you have gone through the NCERT thoroughly you will get the good marks, definitely you get the good marks if you thoroughly the NCERT, because in board examinations you must relax, be confident, and one thing remember, starting 2 minutes are very very important। उसमें आपने स्ट्रेस नहीं लेना है, बिल्कुल आंखें बंद कीजिए, जिसको भी आप मानते हैं उसके मन में सोचें और चुपचाप पेपर को पढ़ें, फिर तसल्ली से अपने आंसर देना शुरू करें और आपके नंबर अच्छे आएंगे। ओके देन, थैंक यू।